Story 1. Your risk of osteoporosis increases. If you haven't already, incorporate weightlifting into your exercise routine. Story 2. Please educate yourself about perimenopause. The symptoms can be quite severe and seemingly random, although I received no warnings from my mother or doctor. We can become reliant on our hormones, and when they start to decrease, our bodies can respond negatively. Story 3. Your body will stop behaving the way it always has. I turned 47, and let me tell you, it's just utter chaos. Menopause is like your body is short-circuiting. I have always had oily skin and hair, but now they are dry. I cry at the drop of a hat. My periods come and go whenever they please. I don't sleep. I can't sleep, and none of my friends can either. For some reason, I feel embarrassed about it, as if it's my fault. We need to talk more about it so others know what to expect. But we've been conditioned never to complain and always to be cheerful. This is a real challenge. Story 4. I wish I had taken more pictures of myself, both clothed and unclothed. I am on the brink of 40 and wish I had let myself be in more photos in my 20s and early 30s because basically none exist. Story 5. I am 53 years old, and I would say there are two significant aspects. 1. Sexual response after menopause can be quite different. I still enjoy intimacy, but there is a noticeable decrease in sensitivity, even when taking estrogen. Osteoarthritis can be challenging. Do everything you can to prevent it. Story 6. How wonderful a machine it truly is. Society often focuses on young women and their appearance, emphasizing how desirable it is to look at and consume. While it is true that the human body is art in itself, you should prioritize how well your body can function. It is a vessel for your wonderful spirit. Decorate it as you wish, but do not neglect its care and maintenance. Nurture it, care for it, and listen to it. Good nutrition, exercise, training, self-care, self-love, boundaries, and appreciation are essential. Cardiovascular exercise keeps your heart strong. Sweating clears your skin. Massage drains your lymphatic system. Self-pleasure affirms that you deserve to feel good in your body, and hydration keeps everything moving. Do not be afraid to lift weights and build muscle. You will not look less feminine. In fact, getting stronger and less prone to injury while building muscle in your glutes and upper back will make your waist appear comparatively smaller. Building muscle can absolutely give you a more hourglass figure. When muscle is not engaged, it remains soft and flexible. Weightlifting is also a great excuse to eat more food. Use the nutrition you consume to grow, build, repair, and maintain your physical vessel. Building muscle helps protect your joints and bones and is a healthy way to work out any anger or frustration. Track your menstrual cycle using old-school paper. That data is yours alone. Tracking your cycle is not just for fertility. It is essential to understand changes in mood, desire, cravings, energy levels, mental focus, water retention, breakouts, and hair changes. As you age, your hormones will shift. Knowing the usual baseline and cycles helps in understanding changes when they occur. Stress is important. Some stress is vital to keep you moving, active, and pursuing your goals. However, excessive stress over time can age you and break your body down faster than anything else. Take care of your mental health as it can affect your physical body. Set healthy boundaries and learn when to say no to your time, efforts, and contributions. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Resting is crucial. Provide your body with downtime beyond just sleep. Engage in meditation, gentle yoga, massage, and relaxation. Pampering is not a luxury. It is essential self-care and does not have to cost anything. Devote downtime to appreciating your body as it is, without any expectations. Burnout is a menace. Above all, honor your body. It is yours alone to do with as you wish. You will experience times of dissatisfaction and times of appreciation. Remember that you are not your body, just as a driver is not their car. Learn to care for it, maintain it, customize it, experiment with it, and grow with it. Again, it is a vessel for your wonderful spirit. It is not up to anyone else, individual or collective, to dictate what to do with it or how it should be. This includes health professionals. Do not hesitate to leave a doctor who makes you feel uncomfortable. Find someone you truly trust. Your body is yours alone to create with. Do not expect it to remain constant. Learn to move with it, maintain it, and take ownership. Life would be dull if everything stayed the same. Art, food, and nature all evolve and change over time. Story 7. Start strength training by lifting heavy weights in the gym and keep moving. If you stop, it becomes much harder to start and maintain muscle. Quality of life is significantly affected by muscle mass and mobility. If you want to be strong, independent, avoid joint pain, and not be out of breath after climbing a flight of stairs, take care of your fitness. Story 8. You need to walk and strength train. Aim to maintain a healthy weight. There is no way around it. It doesn't have to be difficult or painful, nor does it have to be your top priority, but it should be a priority that gets done. The average age for diagnosing type 2 diabetes is around 45 years. That clock starts many years before then. Assume it's ticking right now. The more muscle you have, the better your outcome if you need chemotherapy. Think of muscle as an insurance policy. I believe alcoholism is a significant issue, particularly among adults in their 30s and 40s. Do not have a drink after work just to de-stress, and do not drink just because the kids are in bed. This is how it begins. You can't get away with it like you used to. Find healthy ways to manage stress. Walk, stretch, paint, do crafts, read a book, listen to a podcast, whatever it is, don't let it be alcohol. Don't allow it. If alcohol is a regular item on your grocery list, you're permitting it. Stop bringing it into the house. Drinking with friends should be an occasional event. You should not average more than 2 to 3 drinks in a month, and I am serious about this. Keep it as infrequent as possible. Your body will thank you, your family will thank you, and your face will thank you. Story 9. Your heart health is important. Ladies, we don't experience heart attacks like men do, and heart failure can remain undiagnosed for years. Be proactive and get your heart checked. Our symptoms of heart trouble are often more subtle. Do you struggle to sleep flat? Do you need several pillows to feel comfortable? These could be signs of heart trouble. Do your legs or feet swell? Have you been diagnosed with hypertension or diabetes? These are also potential indicators of heart issues. Get checked. It's essential. Trust me. Story 10. Weightlifting and strength training are important for retaining muscle mass and bone density. Mobility goes hand in hand with strength training to keep all joints moving properly and help prevent most joint pains. Use mineral sunscreen on your face, neck, décolletage, and hands at any age. I prefer 20% zinc sunscreen when at the beach. Your facial muscles need training just like the rest of your body to prevent sagging. There are many simple exercises available online that can help you maintain muscle tone and elasticity. Relaxing these muscles and practicing lymph drainage can help reduce fine lines, wrinkles, and puffiness. Avoid processed foods for at least 80% of your meals. Cook your food and read the labels. Pay attention to the ingredients. Simplicity is always better. Aging gracefully requires discipline and intentional effort, which can become a positive habit. Save your money. Women's spending power is a target for every company. We are bombarded with advertisements about our appearance, age, and social status. Do your research, make smart decisions, and say no often to retain your power. Story 11. Wrinkles are beautiful. Not everyone gets to experience aging. I find that my skin requires much more moisturizing now. Story 12. You should moisturize your chest all the way down to your nipples. The same facial routine should be applied to your neck and chest area. Start saving money. There is no guarantee that you will stay healthy, and our social safety nets are eroding. Story 13. This is the age where your previous choices become inescapable. If you've made good choices, very few significant things will change, and with continued good decisions, you'll be surprised by how young you still feel and look. This is especially true when you compare yourself to long-term friends who made different choices. If you've made unhealthy choices for a long time, especially in your late 30s, they will start to show and escalate as time goes on. The more time passes, the harder it is to escape. Of course, these are general trends, and there are occasional exceptions to the rule. However, they are rare and become increasingly uncommon as time progresses. Story 14. Your changing hormones can affect your hair texture. I have had very curly hair my whole life, but now that I'm in my 30s, I have developed small patches of hair that refuse to curl at all. Meanwhile, my older cousin, who has always had very straight hair, now has curly hair around the edges of her hairline while still having straight hair at her crown. Hormones can significantly impact our hair. Story 15. I wasn't really prepared for my youth to fade. You take it for granted in your 20s. So appreciate and take care of your body, because as you get older, it will become more difficult to maintain. Story 16. Stay active to maintain your flexibility and muscle tone. Incorporate walking, stretching, and weight training into your routine. This approach keeps you healthy and helps prevent injury. Stay hydrated, reduce alcohol and sugar intake, and significantly limit refined carbohydrates. Increase your protein, fiber, and healthy fat consumption. Monitor your blood sugar levels, as weight gain can occur naturally over time but does not have to be significant or pose health risks. Prepare for the changes that come with perimenopause, which I believe I am experiencing now. This includes irregular periods, hormonal acne, and fluctuations in libido. Consider consulting a dermatologist if you haven't already. Use sunscreen and establish a good skincare routine. Ensure you get enough sleep by going to bed at a reasonable hour. Staying up late and waking up early may not be sustainable. Learn to let go of minor issues and focus on the positive aspects of life. Nurture friendships that bring you joy, and spend quality time with your parents if it benefits everyone. Practice genuine apologies and take responsibility for your actions. If you are in a relationship, invest time and energy in nurturing that connection. Enjoy food, nature, friendships, and hobbies whenever possible. I am discovering more confidence, purpose, and peace than ever before, despite the challenges of modern life. Story 17. Use it or lose it, but not all is lost. I practice barre regularly with mostly middle-aged women, but some are younger and others are older. Every day I hear that after 40 it's all downhill. However, I see women in their 80s doing push-ups, lifting weights, posing in arabesques, and performing splits. You can get there too, and it's never too late. Story 18. You know your body better than any doctor. If something feels off, do not give up if they try to dismiss you. Be persistent and get it sorted. Story 19. You continue to lose flexibility throughout life. Please make time to stretch your muscles before and after exercising. Story 20. If your period has stopped for good and suddenly returns, tell a doctor immediately, as it is often a sign of illness, such as cancer. Story 21. Despite menopause usually occurring in our 50s, perimenopause symptoms can start in your 30s. Here are some of the symptoms I have personally noticed in myself at age 36 that began around age 34. Our hormones begin to dip before they stop altogether, which can lead to some noticeable changes. Insomnia, night sweats, thinning hair and eyebrows, sudden sagging of the face, intense emotions. I went on a journey to find hormonal birth control that would work for my body and help maintain stable estrogen levels. I have finally found one and have noticed significant improvement. I haven't had a night sweat in a year. My skin has improved, and I no longer feel the urge to throw my husband into a deep hole. Story 22. Vaginal atrophy affects 10 to 40% of postmenopausal women. Similar to erectile dysfunction, it can lead to sexual dysfunction. This atrophy can cause the vulva and clitoris to shrink, resulting in reduced sensation, dryness, and pain. Why aren't women informed about this? It is widely acknowledged that as men age, they may experience increasing degrees of erectile difficulties. Advertisements for cures are abundant. However, what about women's health? I want to raise awareness that if you have a vulva, vagina, or clitoris, you may eventually need estrogen and possibly testosterone cream to maintain your sexual satisfaction. Story 23. Invest in your health. Health is wealth. My goal is to live until 90 and share the story of the millennial generation. The desire for change motivated me to go to the gym and start lifting weights for the first time at 35 or 36. Story 24. This is your time. I started weightlifting at 38. I am planning to compete in a bikini competition next year at 44. Your energy becomes precious. Save it for meaningful things. Sunscreen and skincare become your new favorites. You treasure your time. No more people pleasing. Now it's about setting boundaries. I have more confidence, more financial stability, more muscle, more experience, and more self-love at 43 than I ever did before. Your body changes, but I believe that's secondary to your mindset changing. You learn to love yourself after a challenging first 30 years. Story 25. Hydration. I start and end my day with a glass of water and drink at least 1 to 2 glasses during the day. I recommend getting a yearly physical with blood work. If you notice any changes in bowel habits or other medical issues, seek medical attention until you get answers. Too many young people have been diagnosed with cancer lately. Lift weights. You can find easy 10 to 15-minute routines online. My favorites are Pop Sugar Fitness and Body Fit by Amy. Story 26. I noticed several changes. Increased anger, sleep issues, persistent tiredness, significant hair loss and thinning, weight gain concentrated in my belly, sagging jowls, wrinkles, reduced sex drive, and a lack of motivation to socialize. As I get older, I find myself enjoying solitude more. Story 27. Our breasts become fuller in our 30s and again during menopause. I didn't believe it when I heard about the changes in our 30s, but it actually happened. Now, we'll see what happens during menopause. Has anyone experienced the changes during menopause? I hope it's true, as I have heard that menopause can be challenging in many ways. Story 28. Muscle mass begins to decrease while visceral fat increases. Consume enough protein and start resistance training sooner rather than later. It becomes very challenging to lose weight during perimenopause due to hormonal changes. Prevention is crucial. Story 29. I believe there should be a new edition of the Care and Keeping of You for Aging Millennials. Please connect with me, American Girl Company. Story 30. My husband is a doctor, and hormone replacement therapy is his specialty. I agree on this wholeheartedly. Additionally, strength training is essential. I am 55 years old, and while some days I feel my age, most of the time I know that I am making good choices for my body and for myself. Even though sometimes I cannot turn down a good donut. Story 31. I thought I was having a mental breakdown when I started perimenopause. I expected hot flashes, but I wasn't ready for mood swings or the complete inability to cope. I went from an amazing multitasker to struggling to complete the simplest tasks. It has been over 7 years so far with no end in sight. Sometimes I have 180 days between periods and other months I have 2. It's challenging. Seek help early. You don't have to suffer. It's a marathon, not a quick process. Story 32. Your knees will lock up. I am very active and strong, but if I sit on my legs for too long, my knees get stuck. Story 33. Not specifically a women-only issue, but do not ignore that little pain in your lower back. Take care of it, especially if you're following the great advice here about weightlifting. Story 34. If you enjoy working out, don't stop enjoying it. It doesn't get easier to get back into. Additionally, do not ignore any joint pain just because of your age. See an orthopedist and consider physical therapy to address it now. Story 35. Mind your pelvic floor. Do Kegel exercises. If you do you know if you are performing them correctly? Ask your doctor or visit a physical therapist who specializes in this area. My mom mentioned that this is to be expected with childbirth and aging, but it is not. This topic has not been communicated or discussed as effectively as it should have been, and women are suffering unnecessarily. Story 36. Age is a gift. Wrinkles are a gift. Many people do not reach an age where they have wrinkles, where every smile line with pride. Story 37. Educate yourself, but don't be frightened. I am almost 58 and can honestly say my 50s have been my best decade yet. I earned my doctorate, ran a marathon, and am now training for a triathlon. Yes, gravity kicks in, and you should definitely add strength training to your routine. Don't be too embarrassed to address issues with your doctor. If you can't speak to them or they do not take your concerns seriously, find a new doctor. For me, nothing has shrunk or disappeared. In fact, everything works quite well. It's definitely a ride, but I encourage you to embrace the aging process. There are many people who never get to see their 40s, 50s, or beyond. Story 38. Don't be weekend warriors. The older you get, the more poor food and beverage choices affect you. I don't even mean in terms of weight gain. You can really damage your stomach and esophagus with overeating, fatty fried foods, and excessive coffee and alcohol. Everything in moderation, but truly in moderation. Story 39. Exercise and perform flexibility exercises. It feels like I have to work hard to maintain flexibility at 55 years old. Story 40. Perimenopause can make you feel like you are losing your mind. I experienced multiple symptoms such as brain fog and insomnia all at once. After numerous visits to specialists, I found the right doctor who said, "You are 36. This could be perimenopause." I was shocked. While I had heard about the change, my mother, grandmother, and various older relatives never once mentioned the early stages. I wish I had known this sooner. I spent a lot of time believing there was something wrong with just me. Story 41. Lift weights and don't be afraid of the sun. It is good for bone health. Additionally, focus on your balance and grip strength. As we age, we are more prone to falls. A good friend of mine who is 52 years old fell while walking her dog on the sidewalk due to poor balance, broke her arm severely, and has had issues with that arm ever since. Mobility and bone health are invaluable. Story 42. If you are in your early 40s and you randomly experience achy joints and anxiety attacks, including driving anxiety, you are likely in perimenopause. Story 43. HRT. I am the husband of a 50-year-old wife in perimenopause. She has struggled to get her female doctor to prescribe hormone replacement therapy. After my wife educated her with multiple articles from the National Institutes of Health, the doctor finally approved the therapy. It has changed her life. Women deserve more. Most doctors view women as older than they are. Story 44. Wrinkles, sagging, and pigmentation are natural and healthy changes in your skin. You do not need to prevent or reverse them to fit into a societal standard of what a woman of any age should look like. The smile and laugh lines are reminders of the experiences that have shaped who you are. They are like little memories that only you can identify on your face. Aging is natural and beautiful. Story 45. I have accompanied my wife through her frustrating and painful journey with various women's health issues and now know more about them than I ever thought I would or wanted to know. The uterus is not built to last. Prepare for it to betray you, just as men's prostates do. Do not ignore symptoms. What you thought was a normal painful period and cramping could easily be endometriosis worsening. Before you know it, you may find yourself in the emergency room being told you need a hysterectomy with a double ovariectomy. Lift weights. Osteoporosis is no joke. Prevent chronic bone issues before they begin and take calcium supplements. Reach middle age with a healthy constitution, and your chance of dealing with these problems will be significantly lower. If you undergo an ovariectomy or reach menopause, immediately consult a women's hormone specialist. Menopause does not have to be a miserable experience with hot flashes, mood swings, and decreased libido. These doctors can help make menopause seem like it never happened. Breast exams are essential. Ensure any small lump is checked out promptly. Do not delay. Get regular screenings. The same goes for cervical cancer. Regular gynecological visits are crucial. Never skip them. Story 46. Get your mammograms. 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer. It is rapidly increasing among premenopausal women. There is no cure, but if it is caught early, it can be treated and you will likely live a full life. If you are at high risk for breast cancer, ask your doctor to let you start getting your mammograms early. An online test can help determine if you are at high risk. Story 47. I don't know if it's just me, but the first illness after 30 feels different. I remember that up until I was 30, my recovery time was quick and easy. Now, a flu not only lasts longer, but the recovery also takes up to 2 weeks. Exercising regularly in any form will help you tremendously. Story 48. Menopause will cause hair loss from your head, legs, armpits, and other areas, and it will reappear on your chin. Story 49. I will be 40 in July. I plan to start weight lifting with proper form and develop a strong core. I am currently in physical therapy for my knee, which popped while I was getting up from the floor with my children. Now, I am lifting weights and strengthening my core. It is important to keep your core and spine healthy for a long and active life. Story 50. That stiff, achy feeling you get when you wake up in the morning is not normal. That is inflammation. Fix your diet. Increase protein, reduce sugar, limit carbohydrates, and incorporate fasting from time to time. It will go away. Story 51. Work out by lifting weights and eating nuts in your 20s. This is your last real chance to build muscle. Consume plenty of protein and ensure you get enough sleep. You can maintain your youth much longer if you take care of yourself. Story 52. You may have difficulty controlling your bladder. It's not about having a full bladder, just enough to make your underwear uncomfortably wet. Story 53. You're going to get this one hair. Could be on your nipple or your chin. Anywhere. Name it. It will never leave you. Story 54. Perimenopause typically begins in your 30s. If you find yourself feeling irritable with loved ones and struggling to focus on completing tasks, that could be a sign of perimenopause. Are your periods unusually heavy? Do your ears feel itchy? These could also be symptoms. It's important to find a good doctor who will address your symptoms rather than just conducting blood tests and telling you that you are not in perimenopause. Hormonal fluctuations can be significant, so it's essential to explore treatment options beyond just antidepressants. Story 55. There is a test that shows what stage of menopause a woman is in. This important test is often overlooked. Women need to get this testing done, as it is critical for care and health planning. Story 56. If you reduce high carbohydrates, sugar, and alcohol, your skin will look much better, and you will have more energy. Additionally, you will experience fewer mood swings. Story 57. Take your vitamins. Get your doctor to test your vitamin levels and take the necessary supplements. Most of my life, I wasn't into vitamins or supplements, but I found out I have deficiencies in iron, vitamin B12, vitamin D, and magnesium. This is especially important if your diet isn't the best. While you can't completely compensate for a poor diet, you can ensure your body gets the right nutrients through vitamins and supplements. I've been feeling much better since starting these, and I've been able to reduce some other medications as a result. Also, watch out for caffeine. It can affect you differently as you age, just like alcohol and other substances. I found that I'm much more sensitive to the side effects of these things now. If I have more than one cup of coffee these days, it feels like I'm on something stimulating, which is not enjoyable. Story 58. Have intimate experiences while you are young. As you age and your body changes, sexual activity may become less of a priority. Enjoy it while you can. Story 59. If your doctor offers a routine blood test, take it. Many of my friends thought for years they were tired because of young families and work, only to find out they had low iron. They risked osteoporosis due to low vitamin D. Story 60. Your skin changes. I'm sure people might say, duh, but it literally starts to feel different. The skin around my belly is no longer tight, and the skin on my arms feels different too. It hit me after turning 33, and I was shocked. It's important to hydrate and keep your skin moisturized with lotion, not just your face, but your entire body. Story 61. If you are using birth control pills containing estrogen later in life, it may mask signs of perimenopause. I had to stop taking estrogen-containing pills due to my blood pressure and immediately experienced hot flashes. Story 62. What worked at 26 doesn't work at 36. I used to have quick and easy ways to lose weight if needed, such as reducing alcohol intake, cutting sugar, and training for a race. Now my metabolism has changed significantly, and it requires much more effort to see results. I am strength training, consuming a high-protein diet, and eliminating sugar and alcohol. Be patient with yourself, as these changes take longer and require more effort to achieve. The less you prioritize your health, the harder it is to regain it. Take it seriously in every way. Story 63. You may think that being plus size or chubby is all good and fun, and that weight doesn't equal health. However, as you approach 35, the reality sets in and takes its toll. When plus-size fashion, parties, and selfies are no longer your priority, you may suddenly find that achy joints, high blood pressure, and hormonal fatigue become your real concerns. Story 64. Nobody mentioned another reason for clitoral and interlabial issues: lichen sclerosis. It is not a rare condition, just often undiagnosed until it is too late. Lichen sclerosis causes your body to attack your skin, primarily in those areas. The result is shrinkage and fusion, which can close or cover the urethra and other openings from front to back. The odor led me to consult 3 gynecologists and 3 primary care doctors. No one showed concern once an infection was ruled out. Treatment typically involves a steroid cream and sometimes surgery. Fight harder for answers if you receive the same response I did. Because I am unable to have sex now and just started a relationship. It is too dangerous due to the risk of tearing and pain. I am mourning this loss at only 54 years old. Story 65. I walk most days. That's it, though. I do not do strength training because I am not motivated. I had a bone density test, and my doctor said my bones are healthy. My main concern is that my clothes still fit. Story 66. You don't have to endure perimenopause into full menopause. Research early and varied signs of body, mind, and emotional changes so you are prepared and know what to watch for regarding how hormone decreases and changes can affect you. Talk to your doctor about options, and if possible, get into a menopause clinic that can assess options to help with balancing hormonal changes through medication and lifestyle adjustments. There are many options available today. We don't have to suffer like women in history before us. Hooray for modern medicine. Story 67. In your 30s, your body is going to change shape and hold weight in different places, including your face. My cheekbones are more pronounced now than ever, and I experience significant changes in my skin texture, along with a bit more weight around my midsection. I weigh exactly the same as I did in my 20s. Don't be discouraged if your clothes don't fit as they did before. Your style will evolve too, making it a fun time to embrace different fits and silhouettes. Story 68. Doesn't have to get worse. I love my body so much more at 39 than I ever have. Is it perfect? No, definitely not, but it looks and feels better than it has since I was 19 years old. Taking care of yourself is absolutely imperative. Story 69. Egg quality declines quickly from about age 35. If you are planning to have children and have not started yet, educate yourself on fertility rates. Learn about success rates to make informed decisions about when you want to start. Additionally, look into fertility treatments, as they provide valuable information about fertility and related issues that women often do not hear about unless they are pregnant or actively trying to conceive. Story 70. Having kids is a never-ending cycle of challenges that doesn't stop after they arrive. It is much harder to bounce back after the second child. Story 71. Stuff sags. It doesn't matter if you're thin or plus-sized. Gravity affects us all in the end. Don't be hard on yourself about natural aging. I'd rather be old and a bit saggy than not have the chance to be old at all. Besides, I faced some tough times, so I've earned my sags and wrinkles. Story 72. I'm 44. Child rearing aside, I don't think we can blame having children forever on the state of our bodies and our health. I didn't notice anything unusual in my 30s. I swear that the week I turned 30, I started to feel different. It's very true that once you hit 40, things start to change. If I could tell my 30-year-old self anything, I would say to build healthy habits now. Eat whole foods and consume enough nutrients to fuel your workouts. Avoid yo-yo dieting, starving yourself, and eating excessively low amounts. That's detrimental to your metabolism. You want your metabolism to work efficiently so you can burn fat effectively. Lift weights to help burn fat. Strength training will build lean muscle mass, which allows your body to burn fat faster around the clock and keeps your metabolism elevated. You don't want to be just thin in your 40s. I have always been naturally skinny, but I don't want to be skinny fat like I was at 25. I looked great back then, enjoying life freely, but I am much healthier now. Training is my primary form of exercise. I get my steps in every day, and I perform low-intensity cardio maybe twice a week. Cardio becomes less effective as you age, while weight training grows increasingly important due to physiological changes in your body. Another insight is that alcohol affects you differently as you get older. Socializing with friends on weekends and working during the week is fine. However, when you start socializing less because you live with your partner or have children, be careful not to bring the partying home too much. Drinks with your partner can gradually turn into daily drinking, even if it's not a severe addiction. This can be detrimental to your health, and you definitely feel it more in your 40s. Suddenly, you realize you can't handle alcohol like you used to, and it's unhealthy for your body. Specifically, it negatively impacts your digestive system and metabolism, forcing your body to spend time eliminating this poison, rather than burning fat while alcohol is in your system. I feel like my husband and I are still in shape at 44, but it doesn't come without effort. It's truly a lifestyle change, so I would have adjusted my habits earlier if I could go back. Story 73. I was surprised at how much my body changed in my early 30s. I do not have children, so I expected to stay the same. However, my hair texture is vastly different, my body shape has changed, and my skin has become more sensitive in the span of about 3 years. Story 74. As an outside observer married for 13 years and in a great relationship where my wife and I communicate well, both age 38, it seems like there is nothing to know and everything to know because the aging female body presents numerous potential complications and varying reactions that differ for each woman. I sometimes feel bad for women because, as a man, I feel like I only need to take care of myself by eating well and getting routine exercise. Story 75. As someone who had a hysterectomy at 30, no one told me what menopause would do to my skin. I sought hormone replacement therapy because I could not handle all the changes. Story 76. Lying in bed for a long time stops being relaxing after 30. Now, if I lie in bed for long periods, my body feels the consequences for days. Story 77. As someone who just finished pelvic floor therapy, the most important thing is doing your Kegels. Life can catch you by surprise, and before you know it, you may experience incontinence when you cough, sneeze, laugh, jump, or more. Remember to do your Kegels. Story 78. Please be prepared to experience mental health changes starting in perimenopause and seek help if you need it. Story 79. For goodness sake, don't drink alcohol. It ages you, puts on weight, and increases the risk of cancer. You do not need to be going through perimenopause while drinking. The anxiety is intense, and removing a hangover, even a slight one, alleviates a lot of that anxiety. Consider using cannabidiol. It's really beneficial. I take a gummy with equal parts tetrahydrocannabinol and cannabidiol every day, which helps with aches and pains, and if I want a bit more, I can adjust. And don't smoke, but you already know that. Story 80. Know that you are becoming smarter and more beautiful. Don't fall for the idea that only young women are attractive. You will only get better. Additionally, understand that alcohol does not benefit you, and find a way to eliminate it so you can achieve your 8 hours of sleep. Story 81. You need to stop worrying about what the number on the scale says. It is going to fluctuate day to day, week to week, and month to month. The only thing you need to focus on is doing as much as you can to improve your cardiovascular, respiratory, and overall health. Weightlifting will not make you bulky or overly muscular, but it will reduce the severity of any osteoporosis you may develop. Similarly, the goal of cardiovascular exercise should not be weight loss. It should be to strengthen your cardiovascular system and improve your stamina. Practicing yoga and other activities that help improve your balance will lower your risk of falls and subsequent injuries. Lastly, stop jumping on every fad diet and weight loss tip you hear about. I can guarantee that many of you are actually under-eating rather than overeating. Monitor your caloric intake using an application or website that does not base your caloric needs on your body mass index, but instead calculates your daily caloric requirements based on your current weight and activity level. You might be surprised by how much weight you can lose when you're consuming more calories. Despite the myth that all overweight people overeat, the opposite is often true. We are so desperate to lose weight, and it has been drilled into our minds that we need to eat less to achieve this. However, if you underfeed your body, it will hold on to fat stores because it thinks it needs them. For example, I was recommended to eat approximately 2,200 calories a day, which is a significant amount of food, and I have now lost 40 pounds. When I first started consuming that much, I struggled to meet that caloric goal daily because it felt like I was overeating. As my weight has decreased, so have my daily caloric requirements, and it has become easier for me to consume what I need. I'm eating more, I'm healthier, I've lost weight, and if you have tried eating less to lose weight and it hasn't worked, then I highly recommend consuming more for a while and seeing what happens. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.